We're here to talk about the market update. It is June 25th of 2024. And Andrea asked if Brad Avergon could come. So Brad Avergon's here. Brad,
that's my magic trick. That's all I
Welcome.
do. Thank you.
We need to pick your brain.
that won't take long.
I should show maybe 30 seconds now.
What's going on in the market?
Rate wise, I think we're kind of at a level point right now. I don't see things really rising up or down. I think I'm definitely seeing more activity as far as pre-approvals.
Right.
I am seeing more homes going to agreement, happily.
Thankfully.
So that's really, really good. But as far as, interest rates go, I think there's this pent up demand. People are like, waiting, we're going to wait for the rates to drop. We're going to wait for the rates to drop. And so when you give them a little ounce of good news, they start dancing in the streets. Oh, the rates are dropping. This is going to be great. Euphoria, dogs and cats living together. So I don't believe that's going to happen for a while for a couple of reasons. One is
Define a while.
Right. And pull out that crystal ball.
The crystal ball.
Do I have to pull out my charts
No.
instead? Oh.
In case you don't know, I hate charts. But you lost them,
So the market has built in right now that the Fed will cut rates in September.
Okay.
And that the Fed will cut rates in probably December,
Okay.
November, December. Okay. I'm not in that camp. I'm a little bit more of a conservative in that I think that the Fed really needs to see the jobs, the unemployment numbers start to slide a little bit, the inflation numbers start to slide. They need to see that carried out a little bit longer than just one report or two reports. So that's so time wise, I think if we're lucky, we'll see a reduction in Q4 of this year.
That's what everybody's. Yeah.
And maybe beginning of 2000.
You ever notice how they all say the same thing? And then they're going to say, it's the elections.
We've already heard that multiple times. So.
Right.
But I mean, that's the biggest thing. Buyers right now, I think, are pulling back a little bit. Mm-hmm. They are definitely waiting, saying, should we wait till the rates drop? And then we try to explain the pros and cons and refinancing and all that. But buyers need to see that little drop. And even when they had a little drop, like what, a month and a half ago?
Yeah, it was pretty busy.
It was super busy. Now you see like a lot of back on markets right now. People taking much longer to offer. We're not getting multiple offers on a property, obviously depending how it's priced. So that's, I think, what we're all waiting for is that just little dip in rates.
And I think that's an important from an emotional standpoint. Right. And obviously emotions drive a lot of this.
Yep.
But I deal in the world of math.
Yeah.
And the math doesn't add up to me. And let me explain why.
Yeah.
So let's say, for example, rates dropped by about 0.25%. But conservatively, at least based on the reports that I've been seeing, we're expected to see real estate appreciate about 3 to 4%. Well, even if over the next year. Okay. And that's a normal. We're not talking about 2021, 22, 20%.
Right.
We're talking about a normal market.
Right.
And I've done research, and year over year, on average, you're going to see, I would say, between 4 to 6% on average over the last 10, 20 years on average. Okay. Yep. Here's the thing: if prices go up by 3% and rates drop a quarter, you've still lost 2.75% in your purchase.
That was our last right. That's what we talked about. We're telling our buyers, don't wait, because the minute rates drop, housing prices are going to explode again. So get a reasonably priced home now with a little bit of a higher rate, and then refi down the road.
Exactly.
But people, it's an emotion. Luckily, we're not emotional. We're cold. We're statues. Except last time when we had to rescue a dog. We were quite emotional on that. Okay. But now we're back to our normal selves.
Now you've opened up a pet shelter in the backyard.
Oh, yes. We'll talk about that in the next video.
So, Brad, I hear that, prices are going to kind of be static for the rest of the year, more or less. Interest rates are going to kind of stay flat, might dip a little bit.
Right.
So, where's the optimism?
I think the optimism is that right now people have adjusted, I think, to interest rates where they are. There are those that are in the market, and there are those that are waiting for a sunnier day, so to speak. I don't think that that's good advice to be waiting for the sunnier day based on the reasons I mentioned, but I understand it. It's hard to make a purchase of a home when you're nervous, when you feel that rates are so high. How can we afford it? What can we do? And we're buying at the top of the market. the bubble, right? How many times, how many years have we heard the
Waiting
bubble?
for the market to crash.
The crash is going to crash. It's going to be crazy. And it, you know, listen, I've been doing this for over 37 years, and I was in it in a way when it was like, and you know, within a short period of time, at least in our area, I know other parts of the country are different, but within our area, we came out pretty quick. So I don't really expect that crash. And I think the optimism is coming from those that say, okay, this is where the market is. Maybe they're right. Maybe prices are going to continue to increase 3 to 4%. Why don't I get in now when I can at least make a normal bid on a house as opposed to paying $50,000 or $100,000 over?
Agreed.
We do have people saying it's an election year.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see any impact? Because at this point, my view is you got two people running for office. They have differing views. That's not going to change. I don't think it's going to have an impact on the market.
I think you're right. I would agree with you, and I'll tell you why. You know, in the past election years, you've had pressure, right, from the incumbent saying, "Oh, let's hold rates down." We have, no matter what side of the equation you're on, we have such an ineffective, like, congressional standpoint right now. They're just not moving one way or the other, and there's a lot of spin coming from both sides. I think it's going to go right up to the election, and I don't think that we're going to see a big movement in interest rates as a result of anything happening in the election. You know, although that may play into what you were talking about, which is a little bit about this, you know, the buyers that are in versus the buyers that are out. Are they waiting for the election? Who's going to get into office? What's the world going to look like afterwards?
Right.
Personally, I think it's probably going to look relatively the same. You know?
Ditto.
So Sue and I have a seller that has been trying to time the market for a year.
Boy.
Okay, and it's still, we said don't do anything to your house, you know, take care of this, patch that, but that's it. There's no stone that hasn't been unturned. Okay, like including paving the driveway. Okay, which we did not recommend. And there's still, is this the right time to go on the market?
It was 3 months ago.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Just my 2 cents, but
No, but I think that that's right.
But also historically, July used to be the worst time to sell, or one of the slower periods. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in July, because I have a bunch of people that want to list, you know, in the next few weeks. So it's always good to kind of, for us to reconvene and say, you know, this is where it's been. I mean, I have an off-market deal, and we had a bunch of people through the doors, even off-market. So I think it depends on the area, too.
I think you're right. I think it depends on the area.
Right, I'm always right. Just kidding.
Yeah.
He loves that.
No, she's the broker. She has to be right.
I just pretend I'm always right, whether I am or not.
Fake it till you make it. Right, there you go. No, I agree with you. I think it depends on the area, how many homes are on the market. But one of the things I did notice recently, and I noticed this in an area where there were similar homes. So I was thinking about Framingham.
Yep.
So Framingham, I recently saw a whole bunch of Castinetti slabs pop up. And I was thinking about a conversation you and I had not too long ago, which is about how neighborhoods turn over.
Yep.
Right.
They turn over at a time. So basically, you move in. Oh, is there young kids in the neighborhood where my kids? Yeah, we move in. You move in, then everybody becomes friends, and the kids are friends. And then the kids grow up, and they go to college, and then they move out, and then parents say, "We can go now." Right. So they move out of the neighborhood, and more kids comes in, right? So you're seeing neighborhoods turn over a little bit. I think that also plays into it. If you may see some areas where a lot of homes will come on the market in an area, and that creates competition. Typically, right after school, right after June.
Of course.
So,
but then buyers think something's wrong with the neighborhood when there's multiple houses. You know, so buyers are funny. You know, oh my God, there's 3 homes. What's wrong? I mean, I get those calls all the time. There's 3 homes for sale. What's the neighborhood's furnished or the water or whatever. I mean, it's funny.
The soil has
right.
Exxon Valdez stopped right there.
What do they know that we don't know, and why are they all leaving at once?
Right. We're here to address the rumors.
Right.
All facts here.
That's right. That's right.
So, Brad, I thank you for coming on and spending some time with us, and look forward to having a further conversation.
Happy to do it. Great talking to you guys. Thank you.